Imagine this. Vecna wasn't always a vine-covered monster ruling a hell dimension. He was once a boy, a quiet, sensitive kid named Henry Creel, sitting alone in his room, drawing spiders. His journey from lonely child to the 5-star general of the Upside Down is one of the darkest transformations in modern TV. And it rewrites everything we thought we knew about Stranger Things. This is the complete story of Vecna, from boy to experiment to God. Our story begins in the late 1940s. Henry Creel is born to Victor and Virginia Creel. He never fits in with other kids. Teachers call him difficult. Doctors call him broken. Henry sees the world differently. Where everyone else sees family dinners, Henry sees a meaningless loop. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat, all ruled by the ticking of clocks. To Henry, time isn't comforting, it's a prison. When the Creels move to Hawkins, Henry doesn't see a dream home. He sees a cage. And inside that cage, he finds a nest of black widow spiders. He watches them for hours. How they wait, how they trap, how they feed. Everyone else calls them monsters. Henry calls them perfect. They bring order through death. Henry wants that kind of purpose. So he starts drawing, a gigantic spider-like predator looming over a broken world. If you look closely, it already looks like the Mind Flayer. Before the Upside Down ever touches Hawkins, Henry Creel is already imagining it. In that Hawkins house, Henry discovers he's powerful. He can make clocks tick backwards. He can move things with his mind. But curiosity turns into obsession. He starts experimenting on animals, not with his hands, but with his mind. He reaches into their memories, feels their fear, breaks them without touching them. His father, Victor, is a World War II veteran, haunted by watching a baby burn in a crib. Henry finds those memories and uses them as weapons. He invades Victor's mind, forces him to relive the worst night of his life, over and over and over. Victor becomes convinced the house is cursed. He's right, but it's not a demon from another world. It's his own son. Henry's mother, Virginia, starts to notice. She calls a doctor named Martin Brenner. When Henry overhears this, something inside him snaps. In his mind, he isn't broken. Everyone else is. His mother isn't trying to help him. She's trying to fix him. So, Henry makes a choice. If the world won't change for him, he'll change the world. March 14th, 1959. The Creel family sits down for dinner. Henry turns on the radio. Then the lights flicker. The air grows heavy. Henry lifts his mother into the air with his mind. Her bones twist. Her arms and legs snap. Her eyes implode. She crashes down on the table. Dead. Victor grabs Alice, trying to escape, but the front door slams shut, with Henry's mind. Henry traps his father in a war flashback while turning to his sister. Alice dies the same way. Broken bones, hollow eyes, lifeless. Henry plans to finish with Victor, but there's one variable he didn't account for: the music. That song on the radio becomes Victor's anchor, something pure, something real, just enough to break Henry's hold. Victor stumbles through the house, screaming, and Henry collapses. He's pushed his power too far. He falls into a coma. When the police arrive, the scene is hell. 2 bodies, one traumatized father and one unconscious boy. Victor is blamed, sent to Penhurst Asylum. Henry? The world is told he died a week later, but that is a lie. Henry wakes up in a new home. White walls, cold floors, cameras in every corner. Hawkins National Laboratory. Dr. Martin Brenner doesn't see a damaged child. He sees an opportunity. He tattoos a number on Henry's wrist. 001, the first. For years, Brenner pokes and prods, studies Henry's power. But Brenner is smart enough to be afraid, so he builds a cage inside the cage. A device implanted in Henry's neck called soteria. Its purpose: suppress his abilities, keep the monster sedated. With his power cut off, Henry becomes an orderly, a glorified janitor walking the halls. He watches as Brenner clones pieces of him, children labeled 002, 003, all the way up to 11. He watches them get punished, praised, measured, broken. Every day, Henry grows more bitter. He used to hate humanity in general. Now he has a very specific target: Brenner, and the system that tried to force him back into the cage. Amid the cruelty, Henry finds something unexpected: a mirror, a little girl who doesn't fit, who's bullied, who is powerful but terrified of herself. 011, 11. Henry starts talking to her. He tells her she's not broken. He tells her that her anger, her fear, her sadness are not weaknesses. They're fuel. He explains that if she stops trying to be good, her powers will grow. He's not a mentor. He's grooming her, training the one person who might one day be strong enough to do the one thing he can't: set him free. On September 8, 1979, Henry's plan hatches. He tells 11 a story. The other kids are planning to kill her. Brenner will let it happen. She has to escape. He gives her a key card, shows her a secret route. There's just one problem. He can't go with her because of the tracker in his neck. If she really wants to save him, she has to remove it. 11, desperate and trusting, agrees. She presses her hand to his neck and rips soteria out with her power. The effect is instant. Henry's power slams back into him like a tidal wave. The first monster is fully awake. Guards storm the hallway, guns drawn. Henry doesn't run. He moves his hand. Their bones snap. Their bodies twist. They slam against the walls, dead in seconds. He shows 11 the tattoo on his arm. 001, the original. Then he tells her to hide. Wait in the closet, he says. He walks down the corridor and kills everyone. Children, scientists, orderlies, just slaughter. When 11 finally steps out, she walks through a nightmare. Bodies everywhere, blood on the walls, and in the middle, Henry. He tells her everything. His belief that humanity is a rotten disease, that people are trapped in meaningless routines. But he and 11, they are different, predators, superior. They could burn the old world down and build something new. He holds out his hand. Join me. And for a moment, she could. Instead, she chooses something Henry never expected: a good memory. The feeling of her mother's love. That memory explodes inside her. Her power surges. Henry attacks, but this time she's stronger. She pins him to the wall. His body starts to rip apart under the force. He screams as his skin burns, blood spraying, flesh tearing. She doesn't kill him. She does something worse. She opens a gate, a tear in reality behind him. And Henry Creel, 001, is thrown through it, banished to a new world, a world that will turn him into something even worse. Henry falls through a red sky. Lightning tears across the horizon. Black rock, floating debris, a twisted alien wasteland, the place we now know as the Upside Down. At first, it's punishment. Lightning strikes his body over and over. His skin chars. His limbs distort. Vines burrow into his flesh. The boy named Henry burns away. But pain turns to clarity. He's alone in a world untouched by humans. No clocks, no suburbs, no rules. He explores. He finds creatures like the Demogorgons. He finds the strange red vines connecting everything. And then he sees it. A cloud of dark, swirling particles hanging in the air like a storm. Not a monster, a mind. A raw, formless consciousness connected to every living thing. Henry reaches out with his own mind, and for the first time in his life, something listens. He gives the cloud a shape, the shape he drew as a boy, the giant spider-like god from his childhood sketches, the Mind Flayer. Henry doesn't just join this hive mind, he becomes its brain, its will, its general. Henry Creel is gone, 001 is gone. Only one name fits what he is now, Vecna. For years, Vecna waits. Then, in 1983, he feels something, a mind reaching out from another world, 11. When she touches a Demogorgon during an experiment, their connection tears open a doorway, the Mother Gate. Through that tear, Vecna sends his first soldiers, the Demogorgon that drags Will Byers into the Upside Down, the monster that kills Barb. Everyone thinks of the Demogorgon as some random beast, but it's not. It's Vecna's scout, his first probe into Hawkins. In 1984, he sends something bigger, the Mind Flayer. When it possesses Will, fans think it's just a new villain. But in this context, it's obvious. That's just Vecna using his new favorite pawn. When 11 closes the gate, Vecna loses his direct access. But not all of him is gone. A piece stays behind inside Will. Later, it's expelled as a wriggling creature that slithers into a drain. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief, but Vecna just smiles. Because in 1985, when the Russians open another gate, that fragment wakes up. It builds itself a new body, the flesh monster. It's all being driven by the same mind, not a random entity. Vecna, using every breach, every mistake, every experiment to pull our world closer to his. By 1986, he stops hiding. 11 has lost her powers. The gates are closed. Vecna knows this is his moment. He can open gates himself. All he needs is pain. He targets teenagers crushed by guilt and trauma. Chrissy Cunningham, Fred, Patrick, Max Mayfield. Vecna invades their minds. Then he drags them into his mind lair, a blood-red realm built around a twisted version of the Creel House. And he kills them the way he killed his mother and sister. Bones broken, eyes destroyed. Each death tears open a new gate. 4 victims, 4 gates, enough to rip Hawkins apart and merge it with the Upside Down. Music almost stops him. The kids save Max by blasting Running Up That Hill. For a moment, it works. Max escapes his grip, but Vecna isn't done. In the final battle, Vecna returns to Max's mind. This time, he gets what he needs. Max dies for over a minute, long enough to count as his 4th kill. The 4 gates rip open, carving through Hawkins, meeting in the town center like the arms of a burning cross. 11 restarts Max's heart, but it's too late. The damage is done. The worlds have begun to merge. Nancy shoots Vecna. Steve and Robin burn him, blow him out of the attic window. He falls. They go to confirm the kill. His body is gone. Because Vecna always has another move. Vecna isn't just trying to invade our world. He wants to erase it. In his mind, humans are a virus. The Upside Down is the cure. Every death, every gate, every monster, every mind invasion, all of it is part of one plan. Replace our broken, clock-ruled reality with his own perfect, silent kingdom. He isn't chaos. he's order, enforced through fear. He's the architect of nearly every horror in Stranger Things. The Demogorgon, his scout, the Mind Flayer, his creation, Will's possession, his surveillance, Starcourt's flesh monster, his second attempt at a body, the Hawkins cracks, his opening act. Underneath it all, one boy who stared at spiders and decided he wanted to be God. Vecna's story isn't just a villain origin. It's a tragedy, a broken child that became the very monster he saw in the world. The question now isn't, can they beat Vecna? It's, how do you kill something that has already rewritten your entire history? Because once you know his full story, you start to realize he's been there since the beginning. Watching, shaping, waiting. Now it's your turn. What part of Vecna's story horrified you the most? The Creel House massacre? 11 accidentally creating him? Or the reveal that he was behind the Mind Flayer? Comment your answer below. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And remember, in Hawkins, the monster isn't always the thing in the shadows. Sometimes it's the boy standing right in front of you,